Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Rodman, I think he's been waiting since about, 10, 12 hours ago. Let me know guys if the sound and video is okay. I didn't do a test today. I just kind of got on and went. So, hopefully it's good. But good morning. Good morning, Bill. How are you? What is it like oh yeah, this hour changed, guys. The daylight savings caught me by surprise this morning. I woke up. I worked till like 10, 11 o'clock last night. Got to bed about 3 a.m. and I woke up at 10 and I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, I got another couple hours. And then I look over, or it was like, I looked at my iPad and it said 11. I said, oh shit, daylight savings. Anyways, I guess we lost an hour, guys. Oh well. Hey, Azul. Billy D. Exception. What's up? Glad to see you. We're going to wait for a few people to straggle in here. Probably got about an hour to hour, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours today. Any questions anybody have? I got a few things to talk about. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Jesse, not the bot. Not bot, Jesse. Oh, geez. Hey, good morning, Bill. Good morning. Let's see how people straggle in here. Yeah. So how's everybody been doing? How's their week gone? Got some cool information that I totally screwed up this winter. We'll get into it. It's about the grow. It's not about anything else. Yeah, I'm figuring things out just like everyone else. Morning, Derek. How you doing? Yeah, I've been looking at my stuff growing lately, and I'm just it's not the plates just aren't growing out. And I'm looking. I'm like, hey, what's up, midlife? And I'm looking at the plates, and they're just not growing fast at all. They're just like stalled. I put the transfers. They grow, but they just don't grow fast. So I'm trying different recipes for my agar, different. Everything's clean. There's no contamination. There's no bacteria. Everything is looking great. The stacks of plates are staying perfectly clean, and they've been stacked for like weeks in their storage bags. There's nothing dirty in them. And I did a couple break and shakes, and they just seem to like stall. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense because usually I can tell when there's something bacterial, but it's just like slow growth. And I'm sitting there looking at everything, and I'm looking at my fruits, and I'm saying, is there something going on here? And I realized I have a consistent temperature in my tent, but my temperature was 66 to 70. And I'm thinking, maybe I'm not warm enough for some of these cultures. So I turned my temp up to 75 to 78. And I put my box of plates, my current active plates that I have a box that I put all my plates in that I'm working on. I put them in the tent, and they got a lot of condensation in them because, obviously I changed the temperature. The plates were cooler. Put them in the tent. The tent was 75 to 78 degrees. So I got a lot of condensation, which is fine. I don't care about condensation. But within 2 days, this transfer went from just being, I transferred this on the 2nd. And like 5 days later, there was no growth. It was a plate pin from that I made for Rodman from Indian Graveyard that I had a copy of. So this plate's been sitting around since November, and it's got just a bunch of little plate pins on there. I didn't have a lot of faith in it to grow, so I made a transfer, and it didn't really grow. Just kind of sat like that. It fuzzied out like it normally does when you transfer a little piece of agar. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a couple plate pins like maybe a day later. Well, this was on Friday. I looked at it today, and it's already getting growing out nicely. So I think my temperature was too low. So that's what I did. I adjusted my temperature, brought it up to 78, and then all of a sudden, my break and shakes fully colonized within 2 days. Almost fully. There's some vermiculite in there. That's why you see some brown spots, some bare spots. But yeah, these all colonized quickly, fast, fully. They went from like this, which this one here was like basically stalled. I injected I put a piece of Taj Mahal in here, and it just barely started growing. Then all of a sudden, bam, it just blew up. So this is like 2 days ago. This had nothing in it, no growth. And then suddenly, bam, grew up from temperature change. Same with this one. This one here was like basically just grain, not doing anything. Then suddenly I get all these little inoculation spots going. It's hard to see, but they are there. There's a couple right here. This was from an LC, and just it's amazing how much a little thing like just your temperature can make a big difference. Not necessarily the changing of temperature, but just the temperature level you're at. Like I always went under the assumption that as long as the temperature was constant and comfortable, that's fine. You don't want big swings all the time. But I was growing mostly during the warm weather. This was my first winter in the basement, pretty much. So the temperature down here was a lot different. A lot drier, a lot cooler. It was steady, but it was a lot cooler. What's that mouse mofo? Oh, by the way, hi Sandy. Nice to see you. Those conversations. Yeah, I think there's a lot more to it, like barometric pressure, relative humidity. I know we think relative humidity keep moisture going in the tent, but the overall environment that we're in, the relative humidity, I think is going to make a big difference. Like if you have a relative humidity outside of 30% or 20% versus 70 or 80%, no matter what you keep your tent at, that's going to help keep your grow area at. That's going to help keep it at that relative humidity, I think. I'm not a meteorologist, so I don't really know enough about it, but I know I had a lot of slowdown this winter for the past couple months. I figured, okay, I'm going to work, so I'm not seeing things as much. You'd think you'd see more growth, but I was seeing just growth, which it was nice when you go away for 3 or 4 days, you come back, you see growth. But I wasn't getting the growth I'm used to, especially in grains, plates. I'm used to getting nice, steady rise over, even tomatos growth out from the transfers, and it just all seemed to just stall. Like I would transfer and it would just sit there for like days. Like I would take these I did on the second as well, and these are an E115 transfer I did, and they just start growing a lot quicker now. Now they're getting ropes coming off of them. These were like basically sat there for 4 days and then started growing. So it's not my they're just all of a sudden everything's growing nicer now. So I think the temperature and the seasons are going to have a big difference on some of your grows. Maybe. Yeah, the excess condensation is basically a temperature difference between where the humidity is and where the outside of the plate temperature, like a beer can, the outside of a soda beer can, whatever. When it's cold and it's warm out, you get the bubbles. Same thing. I'm not worried about condensation as much as I'm worried about like stalling or not even stalling. It would be more like lower temperature has caused them to just sleep, to hibernate, just to really slowly just say, okay, we're chilling. We're not going to do much. It's cool out. We're just going to relax. When it gets warm, we'll go have sex and make our mushrooms. Not even breed, but just make their fruiting bodies or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it was just kind of an interesting little thing I observed. The Dr. Mike's LC is doing absolutely wonderful. It's basically colonized this entire thing with mycelium. It's hard to see; it's so full. And this one might be a little easier to see, but that's all mycelium. This is a better example. This is the Dr. Mike's after about 2 weeks, fully colonized. The other thing too is the LC. I made the what they call the diabetes mycelium LC. It's doing great too. I got this great white monster. It's filling up the whole jar, nice and clear. As you remember, these start off pretty dark. I can't find the plate right this second. Oh, here it is. These start off pretty dark. This LC I use, it's pretty cloudy and pretty dark. And when the mycelium eats, it just clears it right up. It's still a little dark, but it's cleaned it right up. Looking good. Let's see. Oh, the Dr. Mike's MGP Pure I'm trying. That thing seems to be working great. I made 5 shoe boxes and sprayed each one with a little bit of it, mixed it in the substrate, and they all basically colonized within 7 days. They're in the tent right now. They're fruiting. They're getting ready to fruit. We got like 6 shoe boxes going. The jungle pack is doing great. It's fully colonized. I had it in a shoe box, but I found a bag, so I put the base into a new bag just to keep the humidity up. only because of the fact that it has the full send genetics albino blue baton on it, and that is a bag grow customized, like it's a custom to being a bag grow. So I wanted to keep that because I ripped the original jungle pack when I was messing around with it. It's fine; it was already colonized, but yeah. So I put that in a new bag. I'll have post pictures of that once it starts fruiting. Hey, nerdy, what's going on? Say hi to some people here. Nerdy, Jessica, nice to see you. Sure. Yeah, that's what I made. So I made these. I would modify them a little more now. Two things. I got some of these Dr. Mike's lids, which are really kind of cool. They have the injection port, and then they have two holes for either. You can put syringe filters on the inside of the lid. It's got a convex lid. They work great. The only thing you have to watch out for is make sure your jar's rims are perfectly level, because some jars are not made equally. So if your jar lids are a little uneven, the lids won't fit snugly on it. So you got to make sure you have decent jars for those. These here, I took basically aluminum lids off Amazon, just aluminum wide mouth lids. I drilled two holes, and then I ordered these brass bulkheads instead of plastic ones. Reason being is they PC a lot easier. You don't have to worry about them falling apart, and you can tighten the shit out of them. And then this is just silicone tubing. I would suggest getting decent tops. I tried using just regular syringe covers, and they did melt in the PC. So get some decent tops. There's plenty of techs out there on that kind of stuff. It's not fancy. It's just a jar with a couple holes in it. And I would also probably put an injection port in too, just in case you need to get into it. But yeah, just you basically buy a 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch bulkhead, an 1/8 inch mini bar bulkhead and then just put your 1/8 inch silicone tube over it, and then you got to buy the proper like lure lock connectors, like it's mini bar by lure lock. I can talk. You can email me. We can talk more about it if you're interested, and I can show you all the links and stuff I used. But it's nothing fancy. You don't even need to do that. You could just. It's really not necessary and not worth it. I mean, it was fun to do. It's fun stuff to try. It's just fun stuff to make, and I enjoy doing it. But for the average person, a lid with a syringe filter or even just a paper filter, not paper, but like these little round filters you can buy, something like that, and then just an injection port. That's all you need. It works just fine. A stir bar, or even like what I'm doing is I bought some of these green like fish tank stones. I use those in the bottom of some of these jars because, as you can see, this one's like this. It's fully colonized, like maybe 2/3 of the way up the liquid. So if I use these little like stones in here to just swirl it around, it just breaks it up. You can hear them. They're just little rocks, but it'll just mix it up nicely. And they spin around the bottom. And that's not green. They're green because I like the color of the rocks that I had, so I just used them. But that's all you need. You just need something in there, so a little piece of glass, like sea glass or something that's really polished, because of the salt water and stuff. Anything like that'll work fine. But yeah, that's an easy one. But yeah, if you want to talk more about that, we can anytime. And then let's see, what's the other thing? Oh yeah, I'm getting into the excuse me. I'm getting back into the extraction mode for the summer. I like doing extractions in the summer. Like MHRBS, ACBS. Yeah, MHRB, Mermos are DMT extractions. So I got all my supplies ready for that. I got my my can of naphtha. I got my lye. I got my. What I'm gonna do this year is I'm gonna do smaller batches. I'm gonna start off with like 50 milligrams of bark powder, so I can use these nice little these nice little whatchamacallit, bottles instead of using mason jars. So I'm thinking I like the way the necks come up to a smaller amount, so when you have your naphtha layer on top, you can actually just pull it off real easy. Anyways, good morning, Mark. Yes, it is. So if anybody has any questions on the extraction of DMT, just let me know. I'd be more than willing to go over that with you guys personally. I am having a hard time. Well, I'm not having a hard time. I'm having a interesting time sourcing the bark. I got a buddy on here, Daniel. He's helping me out with finding some, so that's good. I got a couple orders coming in. It's a lot different to find it now than it used to be. Used to just go to a couple places that but I did find a Mimosa Bark store or mimosabark.com or something like that. I was watching the guy's videos last night. TakeDMT.com. Brilliant videos. If anybody's interested in that, check him out. He's got some great videos up. He's got a whole series on it. He does skip a few parts because I think YouTube makes you skip a few parts. He just does the basic acid-base extraction, but he's doing a snow tech, which I think is really kind of cool. Everything's done really cold. So you chill your bark, you chill your water, you chill your lye mixture, your acid mixture, you chill your base mixture, you chill your acid mixture. Oh, no, I think he's just doing straight to base on that one. Yeah, he did. He went straight to base. So he did bark with his base, but he does it in the cold. He does everything under 60 degrees or 50 degrees. I forget. I got it all written down. But it's really a cool process. So everything's done cold. Comes out really clean. Really nice looking stuff. Anyways, I don't know why I'm rambling on about that. But yeah. Derek. Sandy. Nerdy. Yeah, so yeah, I've been working a lot. Just doing that kind of stuff. Not much really report. Kind of the end of winter. We're getting our thaw right now, so the basement flooded about a week ago during the rain. Basically, I walked down here, there's like 3 inches of water. Luckily, that's why I built my room up on stilts or on blocks, up 6 inches higher than the rest of the basement. So my grow room stayed fine. My little curtain here did get wet at the bottom, but it didn't get the rest of the curtain wet. And it's amazing because like you can tell the rest of the basement is moist. This room is not. So it's nice. Even when I open my tent, I can still smell the beautiful mycelium coming from the tent. Blue avian. No, I got some blue peyote culture. I don't know what the blue avian is, Mark. Yeah, I found this like a condiment cup of blue peyote. It's not peyote, it's a mushroom called blue peyote. And I threw it inside this little jar of corn. This was done on the 22nd of February, so it took a little while, but it finally colonized. I just had a break and shake already too, so it's almost ready to go. I'm gonna do a grain to grain with that or something. Yeah, I keep seeing these different labs, and I keep having all these ideas, and I'd love to like get a space, like a 20 by 20 space that I could put my lab in, because working in a 6 by 7 area is just really tough. I want to spend more time in the lab, but I just don't have the space to do what I want to do. I see these beautiful setups people have, not even big, just like, they got a nice long 10-foot countertop that they can put their stuff on and work on it, have one section for making their boxes, one section for this, one section with the flow hood. And I'm like, okay, I got a flow hood, I got a TV tray that I put my laptop on. But I guess it's just too yeah, see, the thing is, I have this neighbor. He's got a little like shed. I think I've shown it a few times. It's right over next to us. It's like 10-foot wide by like 15-foot long, and it's just wide open inside. Well, he's got some stuff in there, but it's just wide open. It's beautiful, but he just never uses it. It just sits there. It's been sitting there for 10 years, maybe 20 years. And it's just sitting there. Nothing changes. Nothing goes in or out of it. It's got air conditioning hanging out of it. I think it's even got electricity running to it. And it's like a little house that his parents picked up and just put on the property as like payment for something. Nice. Yeah, I just don't know how much I would be willing to pay to rent out something like that. I mean, I look at rents at apartments and stuff. Yeah, there's a couple of garages I would love to rent out, but I don't know what I would get out of it, because I don't really do this for money. So it's like, would I just be working to rent someplace that I would never be? Or could I get, I don't know. ideas of things I want to do, but I don't know if it's the right things to do. Um, you all know as well as I do. There's ways to make a living off this stuff, but it's kind of I don't like that. I like enjoying what I do and making what I make for myself and for my friends. So it's a tough, yeah. Yeah, my angles are not as monetizable as others. I like talking about things that most people probably find wrong or illegal. Mushrooms, DMT, acid, anything. I think that if you can make your own or grow your own medicine and have fun with it and enjoy life, why not? Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, actually, as well, we have a shipping container in our yard already. It's already full of some stuff. So literally, our house has a lot of stuff in it because my father had a business, we had a business, I had a business, and when we closed them, we just kind of storaged everything. So we have a 20 by, or we have a 20-foot storage container, or shipping container next to our garage. So we have a full garage, a full shipping container, a full basement, a full house, and we're constantly throwing things out. It's like, where does this stuff just appear from? Yeah, no, I agree, nerdy, but it's just I'm actually getting into like the talking to people again part, which is kind of scary because I'm working with people, and I'm talking to people, and I'm talking to people away from work, and it's like, okay, cool, other people have the same interest or they're interested, and it's like they don't have anybody around to tell them what the stuff's about. Like I was talking to somebody one day, and it was after work. I was talking about what I do, and then he goes, "Hey, I was talking about mushrooms with you the other day." He goes, "Can you help me out about some microdosing and this and that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to talk to you. Let's meet up." And I just haven't seen him since. But it's like there's like a dozen of those people that are all the time just coming up. Yeah, exactly, Sam. And I have a whole basement here, and I have stuff, and I don't know which stuff to keep and which stuff to get rid of. I know the basics I need are just a scalpel and my hood and a few plates. I mean, that's all you really need. But it just seems like you build up so much stuff. Oh, let's try. For me, it's I want to try these lids. I want to try making this kind of bucket. I want to try using these bags. I want to try using this different container. And I think I just went so far into it um, that I just let myself get carried away with all the stuff. And now I'm just throwing stuff away that I just like, oh my God, that was like gold to me, 8 months ago. Now it's like, okay, I don't really need that. I can do it with a, spoon or something. It just, oh, I gotta buy some glass stir rods to mix this, and I gotta buy pipettes with bungee balls on the end so I can pipette stuff out of this and that. And I was just like, okay, I could have just used a syringe. I have a box of 100. Why didn't I just use those? And there's stuff you don't want to throw it away because it's still new or still good or barely used. It's like it just builds up for me. Like I mean, just right next to me, I have wide mouth jars with lids I made, wide mouth jars, short and tall with lids I bought from Dr. Mike's, short mouth jars that I just made the other day that I have just RTV and syringe filters because I was thinking maybe I need to RTV my syringe filters down. So I made some new old style lids. And then I have other lids where I just, took some wide mouth lids that I didn't use and I put RTV on them. I mean, and then I have lids that I just put a single hole with a syringe or with just a filter on. I go through these stages of just, like these glass jars. I bought probably I think a dozen of them or six of them in a box. They're 500 milliliter. Just this just has water in it. I was just using these to keep my agar warm while it was after I poured it. And I bought a dozen 250 milliliter jars that I just don't use. They're just sitting in a cabinet because now I only use two of these, one for my agar and one for my water, and I maybe sometimes use four. But it's just amazing. You don't need anything at all. You don't. I'm not organized at all as well. I am one of the least organized persons you'll ever meet. Um, but I'm interested in trying new things, and I try new things to try to show people new things, or I try things I've seen people do. And it's just it's a hobby. I guess it's like any other hobby if you dive into it. But yeah, so it's my new goal is to try to find a room and space and temperatures. Hey, what's up, Green Table? Nice to see you. Yeah, less. I am definitely finding that out as well, Mark. Less is definitely more. I got rid of every plate I had on that shelf over there. I literally have a 33-gallon trash can. I just basically took every plate and just swept them right into it. I got plenty of spores. I got plenty of other stuff I can use. I don't need any of those old things. They were confusing because I had gotten them as gifts, or I had found them, or somebody had given them to me, or I wanted things, and some of them were great. No, don't get me wrong, none of them were bad. Some of them just didn't grow the way I thought they would, or look the way they would. Um, I mean, I have the main ones I love, like Yeti, Stormtrooper, a bunch of them that I really like. I have them just sitting aside. The one that I'm most happy for is this one I got from let's see. I just got this one from Dave Wombat. Not this one. This one. I went on Dave Wombat's site. I got some DC Mex. It's a really nice looking fruit. And I inoculated some corn that colonized perfectly. But I forgot to save a little because I inoculated a bag. I inoculated a couple bags of whole oats or whole wheat berries. I inoculated a corn jar. I have another one going. And I forgot to take an LC transfer onto agar just to have a backup. So what I did right before I started the live is I went on and I took some corns that were fully colonized and put them on agar. They're kind of rolling around, but so I got, I made 4 nice grain to agar transfers. Hopefully I'll be able to get some mycelium off of them. But this stuff is colonized so beautifully. I mean, it just, that's just beautiful. Nice and fluffy. Smells amazing. I'm putting it into bulk in a little while, so I'm not worried about opening it. After this video, I'm going to put that into bulk. Okay, what's this question? Have you used a sous vide to keep multiple bottles warm? Kind of. I've used a crock pot on low, on warm, which kept it around 150 degrees. I don't own a sous vide. I just never could get myself to buy one because I had a crock pot. And I honestly don't need it because what I do, I have what I call, well, I don't call it that. That's what's called a lunch cooler. Okay. Now what I do is I make 4 of these of agar. These are 500 milliliter media bottles. Okay. I take 2 of them full of hot water. I pressure cook it right with the agar. So I take my 2 agars. These are the ones I just did the other day. And once they're out of the pressure cooker, I put them right in this cooler with these 2 jars of hot water. I wrap them in a towel, and this will literally sit for hours. I mean, I could leave it for probably 2 hours, and it would still be 140 degrees before I even get to it. I didn't find a need for a sous vide once I tried the pressure cooking, and after I got into the cooler, you just make a couple extra bottles of just water. It'll keep the temperature balanced, or kind of homogenize the temperature inside of a cooler. It's something that works really well for me. I also don't risk having overpressure or vacuum happening. I don't know if anybody's ever had that happen where they have, you could literally have your agar sitting at 100 and probably 40, 50 degrees, 130 degrees. And if you go to stir, it could actually start boiling because it's under a vacuum. Because in a vacuum, things boil at a lower temperature, or water boils at a lower temperature. So you pull a vacuum because you close the lid too tight, and then all of a sudden your jar could be getting weaker, or you could have a temperature change that would really expand the inside. Because under a vacuum, it's when you change the temperature under vacuum, you get pressure changes, and you can actually blow up a bottle. When I put it in the cooler, there's not really much chance because it slowly cools down. It doesn't cool rapidly, because sometimes you could be using a sous vide and it could just, bam, you could have a temperature change when it comes out. It could hit the glass top next to your filter and just. So I try not to keep things too technical on that side of it, though. But yeah, good question. That's just me, though. I mean, a lot of people use sous vide, so that's fine. But I'm just careful with that stuff because I've had jars that I've actually had and I've taken out of the pressure cooker, and they were too hot and they were just under pressure still, and they just blew their tops, so because they just hit the wrong temperature. Things can happen. Hey, what's up, B? Nice to see you. Mike, what's going on, Mike? But yeah, so just careful when you're dealing with things like, especially if you're using like mason jars to carry your agar. Media bottles and borosilicate glass is actually a lot safer than those things, but they can still. I mean, most of us know that you can get these on Amazon. I mean, these aren't the best ones you can get. These are Carter. Most of them you want to say Pyrex would be better, but these are just the cheaper ones. But yeah, they can get micro cracks in them and stuff like that from knocking them around, putting them onto things. You just got to be careful with glass. That's all. That's my opinion. Yeah. Mike, what's up? 20 people. If anybody has any questions, feel free to post them. Thank you, Azul, and thank you everybody else who has posted so far. Appreciate it. Why can't I scroll up the comments again? That's the weirdest thing. The StreamYard won't let me scroll up into comments anymore. I don't know if it's a computer thing. Maybe if I hide the comment. Yeah. It only lets me go up to like right now I can just see this comment and then whatever below that one down to Bill. That's weird. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. Oh, you know what I wanted to see? What do you mean 250? No, I haven't seen that. Yeah, I've been looking my nerdy for a while. Yeah, I know nerdy. It's just yeah. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Mm-hmm. Cool. What's up, Daniel? Glad to see you. Yeah, nerdy. I don't know. I'm just I get I don't know. I get overexcited about things, and I just don't. They don't go anywhere. But I'm good. I'm good with what I'm doing. I just yeah. I'm just figuring it out. I guess now that things are at least now that I can buy the right equipment and just do things the right way. I mean, I got so much demand for my fruit right now and stuff. It's like people want to see it. People want this and that, and I just don't like selling it. So it's like I just give it away, but I don't have enough to give away. So I'm just working on it. The only thing I do is I try to make the cost back sometimes, like the shipping and the supplies and stuff. But that's it. I just yeah, and nerdy. I was looking at that and it worked out well, but I actually combined it with pads as well. So like I have the pads on my shelves and I have the chamois on top of them because what it does, it just doubles up how much water they can hold. They worked out great, but the problem I found is they were dripping on the shelves underneath. So it's almost like, okay, I soaked them, they're in there, and then all of a sudden they were keeping the humidity too well because they were dripping onto the tubs underneath. And if the tubs are open, now you're getting water dripping onto the tubs beneath. At least with the pads, they have a plastic bottom so that the water stays going up, rising. It doesn't drip down. So that was the problem I had with the chamois. Now I'm still using them. I have them on top of the puppy or the pee pads or the diapers, whatever you want to call it, and it works out great. Oh yeah, in a shoebox or in a bin, they work great. Okay, don't get me wrong, that works great. Um, yeah, that they work great inside of a box. For keeping moisture instead of perlite or instead of stuff like that. That they work great on. But on a shelf system, they do drip. So you got to be careful. So they need to have something in between the shelves, like a plastic liner or something, like a diaper tech, like a pee pad or whatever people are using. But yeah, so they do work great to hold humidity and they hold a lot of water, but they drip. So you got to be careful. I didn't realize it at first. I thought everything was good, but I wasn't also keeping them moist enough because my relative humidity was way too low. Once I soaked them, they worked great. But most of the time I had soaked them on shelves with no holes. So there was all dripping on the edges, not onto the boxes underneath. Yeah. Or if you had solid shelves in there. That's the other thing too. But like I have a wire rack in mine now. So it's like put a puppy pad down, put those on top of the puppy pad, and they hold a lot of water for a long time. I mean, literally haven't probably put any water on them in 3 months, but I also have a humidifier running now. But that's besides the point. Most people don't need all that stuff, but when you're trying to learn different things and do different things, you do get a lot of different setups. But most people don't need any of that. They just need a shoebox and they need a tub or something to put the shoebox in. Look at like Jay's Mycology; he does a great job with just shoeboxes and totes. He just puts some vents on each, some modified holes on the totes, puts the shoeboxes in there, and they fruit just fine. Most of you guys have done that, where you just have a tote with a shoebox inside. But when you want to run, like right now, I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shoeboxes, 3 bags, 2 lion's manes, and then I still have one more shelf that I put my plates, my petri dishes, and that's in a 2x4 tent. So when you want to run a lot of stuff, you got to do different things. You can't put 4 totes in there and then think, okay, that's all I'm going to run is 3 or 4 shoeboxes inside of them. I want to run a lot of stuff. And in this environment, I couldn't just put a bunch of totes out in there because it's too cold. It would be, anywhere from 50 to 70 anytime at once. Yep. Hey, Green Table. What's up, Green Table? Yep. You absolutely. I'm not saying there's no way to do it. Like what I was just saying is I used the puppy pads to keep it from dripping below. So, reason I did that is because I have cheap puppy pads that I got for free, basically, and I just laid them out. Not puppy pads, bed pads or whatever you want to call them, diaper protects, continence pads. But they're thin; they're not very thick. So what I did is I just added the ShamWows on top. They work great inside, like shoe boxes with small bags or small trays or something in it, but. Yeah. What's the world? I have no idea. I do 2 or 3 and I throw it away. Oh Jesus, Mark. The drip. Yep. The dreaded drip. Now like shoe boxes, they also drip too. Like if I keep my lids on for the first week or something, all of a sudden the bottoms, if I don't come in and occasionally clean off the bottoms, they'll drip down onto the substrate. And that'll cause spots to not colonize. Like I got here, I'm gonna show you guys one real quick. I gotta show you this one. This one's beautiful. Let me see if I can find it. This shoebox is absolutely amazing. This here is Omni. I spawned this bulk on 228. So I spawned that the bulk on 228. This one's got the Dr. Mike's in it, but this was on 228, and this looks like this already. I don't know if you can see it, but there's these little tiny ropes sticking out through the substrate. They look absolutely amazing. It's like literally like little ropes sticking up. They're beautiful. Anyways. Oh, it smells amazing. And then what I did with the jungle pack is I put it in another fruiting bag like this. So basically it's completely colonized in there. But I put it inside another bag to let it fruit in, just to give it, it's a 5-micron filter patch bag. But I just put the whole thing in a bag because I want the humidity to be high in this one and the CO2 to be high. Because like I said, it's a culture from Full Send, which they have a lot of, they do bag grow cultures. So basically they do everything in bags. So when they sell you an LC, when they sell you an LC, you're going to have an LC that's ready for a bag grow. So there's a few companies doing things like that where they're acclimating their cultures to different types of grows, whether it be shoe boxes, monotubs, bags, stuff like that. Full Send is one of them. But yeah. Did I just see you Happy in here somewhere? I can't go back up in the comments, so I'm sorry, Happy, if that was you. Happy Dirt Dude, what's up? I prefer spores. I like swabs. I haven't used much for prints. I found prints to be really dirty, in my opinion. I mean, the ones I got. LC, I get it just because it's what it is. I make it just because I'm trying to get into LC, but I honestly rather take agar. And like here's for an example. Like this is an old E1 Element 115 I got from a friend and this thing dried out. You can see around the edges here how much it's dried away from the plate. Now this I had sitting, and I wanted to get this going again, so I took a couple transfers, put them onto agar, and they're growing out. So, you know, in a couple of days, this will be grown out, and I can just put a little piece of that right into a jar. And then this is what happens after. No, wrong jar. So the agar trunk will start colonizing right around it like this. And then you end up with a nicely, you know, growing colonized jar. But yeah, I take spores on swabs, and I go to agar. That's my preference. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you always end up on agar, and I honestly prefer knocking up grains with agar, because I can see it. That for me, that's a big thing, is I can actually see the agar chunk on the side of the jar, or I can see it growing, and I can see it colonizing, and then I can shake it. You know, but yeah, that's cool. Happy. Oh, happy! You missed some really good ones. That what was the one? Shit. I forgot. Anyways. I don't know. It depends on the terminology and what it's for. I just kind of say what I say. I don't really hide about much. I do use the term fruit instead of the real thing. Um, I don't really. I mean, they did tell me to take down that video on um, laughing gas, making mushroom extracts with or lemon teching with laughing gas, nitrous oxide. They said, we really would like you to take that down. I said, okay. So I took it down. I got it up for a few days, got some people to see it. But I'm watching so many videos on like extracting DMT from Mimosa hostilis root bark, different things like that. It's like, why is that allowed to be on YouTube, but some of this new stuff isn't? And it's not old tech. It's not old content. Some of it's like 8 days old. It's like, okay, so if I make that, would I get taken down? Would I get a hit? So I don't know. So I would love to do a live extraction, like just because I'm starting next week to do the extractions. I have all the stuff. I'm setting up a whole little like extraction setup. I got, let's say, I ordered a 50-gram sample, a 200-gram sample. I got a friend sending me some natural mimosa bark from the ground. Yeah, I'm just it's just different things I would love to show. They don't tell you what's acceptable and not. They don't. It could be acceptable today. It could be acceptable on a live. It could be acceptable on a video. All they say is it's community standards and guidelines, or it's drug content and use in manufacturing. You can watch 2 videos and one, and everyone. Maybe it's a disclaimer I got to make. Maybe that's the thing, is the disclaimer. I don't know, because I see disclaimers on a lot of videos, like for harm reduction and stuff. And that's basically what we're doing, is we're teaching people how to not do things dumb. How to harm reduce, how to waste reduce. I'm not, advocating anybody to go out and do any of these things, but if you're gonna do them right. Learn how to do them. Watch all the videos. So it's like, yeah, take a transfer mark. I don't know. Yeah. Take a transfer mark. It's weird because I just took, like, literally, I just did these on the 2nd of March. I took those couple little transfers just in a few spots just to see if it would still grow, and they're taking off. And there was another one like this Indian graveyard. This plate's been sitting around since November with all these little tiny. It's really wispy because it's water agar, but it pinned on water agar. So it's a strong culture. So what I did is I took it and I made a couple transfers, and the first one was just agar, and it started growing. Now that I know you can see some dirt in there, but that's just sediment in the agar itself. And then the other one's growing out. You know what, guys? I forgot to plug in the laptop. You gotta give me a second. I had moved it and I forgot to plug it back in when I came down here, and it just beeped at me. Okay, there we go. Full power. Okay, we got full power again. Sorry about that. But yeah, so yeah, I'm hoping to do a yeah, I want a certain one. I want it made a certain way. I'm trying to find someone that can do it. I want to have it a high speed Cartman voice. Hi, you get it. I want a high speed Cartman voice doing my disclaimer. So if anybody knows how to do that, hit me up. High speed Cartman. You know. So if anybody knows how to do a high speed Cartman, like read along, like have the words come up on the screen, have it read along, but at high speed, but with Cartman, I thought that would be cool. Or a dog doing a voice or some sort. You know, that'd be cool too if I could get the dog video to do it. I know there's so many people that are good with AI. Hit me up, guys. We can work something out. We'll trade. We'll figure something out. I can teach you something. I can help you do something. Whatever. You know, I'm willing to barter with almost anyone over almost anything. So, yeah, but that's it. Yeah, that like a lot of times you'll hear me come up with words and they'll be close. I know what I'm thinking about. Like a few weeks ago, I was talking about Syrian Rue, and I was calling it an SSRI, and I know it was an inhibitor of of a function of the body, but I was saying the wrong thing. It was an monoamine oxidase, monoamine oxidase inhibitor. Okay. Now, since that video that I did on the live here, I've learned that term. I've learned the different ways, but I knew what it did. I just didn't know how the term, and I used the wrong term actually. And same thing with like the nitrous oxide video that I did, the lemon tech nitrous thing. I used NO2 instead of N2O, and luckily we have a great community. And like Ed quickly corrected me, and I corrected the description because I didn't want people using, I think it was nitrogen or nitrous oxide. I don't know, whatever the NO2 is. But yeah, so we're doing good. Gatorade break. So Daniel, did the time shift screw you up today too? It screwed me up. Are you out in the yard working? Because Daniel, I've been working for you. I've been working hard. I've been harvesting, drying, getting everything ready. We all gotta keep our work up. Yeah, Mark, I was doing the same thing. I was taking things and they would get old. I would transfer, and I had literally hundreds. I still have. No, I threw most of them away. Well, no, I didn't because I literally have boxes of plates, just different things that I need to either keep or get rid of, and I could literally throw them all away, and I wouldn't miss any of them because there's nothing special there. The only things I want to keep right now are my spores and my current growing stuff. I can take spores and make new stuff. I don't. I want a few original things, like that PF albino I got from Ed. I got that on agar. I got that growing good spores. Um, I don't have it out here because I want to let it just keep growing. It's got a little bit of condensation. I don't want to mess with it. But yeah, I got to the point where I just had to say I got to let some of this stuff go. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate it. I am too. I'm working for you. But yeah, I got a couple things coming. I think Monday and Tuesday of this week that I can try practicing with. Because I've been learning all these new techs on how to do it. Yeah, I just cut the slits in the lion's mane small block. Okay. I literally yesterday I made two like 2-inch slits, one on each side with a little like half-inch slit up and down. So like a little X, but or a little cross. And I haven't seen that, like I said, it's only been 20 hours, maybe, if that. But yeah. I remember that statement. Is he still making videos? I used to love his voice. He used to do a lot with the drawing and stuff like that too. Anyway, yeah, yeah. Time change got me good. I was looking at the clock on my nightstand and said 9:55. I'm like, cool, 10 o'clock. I can sleep for another hour and then still make it to the live. Yeah, it was actually 11 o'clock. Yeah, nerdy, we went ahead an hour. It's actually 12:49 right now, not 11:49. Or where are you at? You're Colorado, so it's not 9:49. It's an hour later than it's supposed to be. We lost an hour, which I'm glad it happened on a Sunday because I have Monday off and I don't go until Tuesday at 2 o'clock. So that's nice. Yeah, we sprung ahead. Spring ahead, fall back. So we moved the clocks ahead an hour, I guess, at like 2 in the morning. And I'm lucky because I grabbed my iPad, checked my emails and stuff like that this morning. And I woke up and I'm looking at it, I'm like, why does my iPad say it's 11 o'clock? My clock says it's 9:50. And then somewhere on like part of the screen, it said daylight savings. I said, oh shit, daylight savings already? Yeah, absolutely, Azil. You definitely got a good sense of humor. Yeah, you probably were only up till about 1 or 2 or whatever time. I don't know. Well, 3 a.m. You're in what, Colorado, so it's what is it? It's like 10:49 there right now. You're 2 hours behind me, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, well, it's still early for you. Well, it would be 9:50 in California right now. I didn't get to bed till almost 3 or 4 as well. Well, it was probably closer to 5 now that I. Yeah, well, technically it would have been closer to 5 when I fell asleep because I woke up at 7 on my alarm clock. I said, this is not happening. I just went to sleep at 5. I said, this is not freaking happening. Or 4. It was like 3. I slept for like 10 minutes, woke up, watched another video. Because I put videos on playlists on the TV. And I literally sleep to mushroom videos and extraction videos and learning videos. And I found a couple really cool people last night. I'll post some information about them in the comments if anybody's got any questions on Dimitri DMT and the extraction process. I found some really, really, really quality videos. Just things that just make a lot of sense. They don't break down the AV extraction process as much as they break down the process of doing the AV extraction. Now, the acid-base extraction is simple. You take your root bark, you acidify it, you add a little bit of base to it, and then you use your naphtha to pull the stuff out. That's simple. The process of getting it clean and removing the jungle spice and the oils and the fats, that's the fun part. And this one gentleman I was watching last night, he instead of swirling your jar every 3 hours for like 2 days, he made a medicine roller where it just rolls the jar for 3 hours or a half an hour or whatever for half hour every hour for 3 hours, and you don't have to do anything. It just rolls it and it gets you like a 25% higher yield. And then he's also doing a snow tech, which is like extracting it under cold temperature instead of using heat. Like a lot of people, when you're using like acacia, you have to boil the bark or you have to boil the acacia tree. When you're using mimosa, there's a couple ways of doing mimosa. You can actually do a acid acidifying first, where you actually use water and vinegar to acidify the mimosa. Then you add the base in, then you extract with your naphtha, for a better word. You make your aqueous whatever. But yeah, I made it last year too, or a year and a half ago. It came out great, but I wasn't aware of what it was supposed to taste like when I made it. And I thought I did something wrong because it had that mothball. If anybody knows, they know it had that taste. And I thought I did it wrong because I thought that was not what it's supposed to taste like. And I got this weird body feel at first because I had never done it before. Now, since I have learned, now I know what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to taste and feel. And now that I know that I can make vape carts, I can make different ways of making it. I have all the equipment now. And I made one, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I got some in and I made a vape cart out of it. Or not a vape cart, but I made one of my vape pen containers full of like 3 milliliters of it. It was a 1 to 3 ratio, something like that. 1 gram of DMT, 3 milliliters of vape juice. Melt it down, it goes in the cart. Worked freaking amazingly. But now I like the taste of it. Right, Michael, now I like the taste of it. But it's weird because like I've had this like head cold for like a week now. And I was like working last night. I blew my nose. I'm like, whoa, I just got the taste of that. And I was like, no. Yeah, because it was supposed to show up yesterday, but it got delayed in transit, so it won't be here till tomorrow. anyway, it happens. But so yeah, tomorrow I should have a big delivery. I should have the bark. I should have an actual sample of some bunch of stuff coming tomorrow. But yeah, the snow tech looks really interesting because it comes out really, really, really pure. And then doing the heptane wash after to wash out any of the other oils or fats from the original is the newest thing I can't wait to try. I'm not going to try that with stuff I get from someone else because I don't know if what I'm getting is adulterated or you know what I mean? I don't know if it has something else in it that if I do a heptane wash, it won't recrystallize. So I'm not going to even bother with the actual stuff. I'm going to do it with the stuff I make. But yeah, yep. Yes, it does. Yeah, and I don't smoke weed either, Daniel. So it's like I can't put it on like a bed or you know like a. But oh, what was that? That changa. Have anyone ever heard of that changa? What you do is you take your you take spices or yeah, any type of herbs or spices, not marijuana, that have like Syrian rue seeds. You can mix those in, so you have a little bit of or you don't even need that. Anything that'll smoke, and then you take your you wash your bowls, or you know where you're evaporating your freeze precipitation bowls. You're gonna scrape them. You're gonna get most of it. Not changa, 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 or changa. It's not chaga, it's changa. And basically, what you're doing is you take a little bit of Everclear and you put it in your your precipitation dish to get all the leftover scrapies. I don't know if that's what they call them, scrapies. So when you can't scrape the little corners and stuff, you take the alcohol and it gets in there, and then you use a very small amount. You just brush it off. Then you pour it into your herbs, your tea leaves, your marijuana, I guess if you wanted to, but then you can smoke that and it has the DMT in it or on it. And you can make a little like yeah, no, I'm a grower, not a toker. I'm not big into smoking things. Vaping, yeah, I'll vape whatever you want, you know. But smoking, no, I won't even vape. I won't smoke marijuana. I don't like the feel of marijuana. But yeah, so yeah, I'm more into the production side. I like making this stuff. I'm a grower, not a toker. I know what you're getting at there. Like, he's a grower, not a shower. Oh god, that's funny. So yeah, so I might try doing a video on it. I gotta do a little more research, see what I can show. I mean, I know you can't show you somebody going, you know, breaking through on video. Well, maybe you can. You just can't show them using it physically, which is what kind of upset me with the nitrous video, because I didn't physically show using anything. I went off screen. I said cheers and dumped it out, but I didn't really dump it out. But I didn't really physically show it no more than anybody else shows any type of use or paraphernalia on YouTube. Which shit, the nitrous extraction as well? It does. It's yeah, nerdy, it did. It got removed. Well, I got a warning and I took it down. I didn't even bother. They said, we're gonna that I said, take it down. I knew a few people that wanted to see it, they saw it. I talked to them, so that's good. If anybody else needs to know about it, they can talk to me directly and we can talk. I can show them how to do it in a live chat. I don't care. You know, it's not hard. You buy a cracker to make whipped cream. You buy some nitrous oxide cartridges, which are completely legal. The cracker is legal to make whipped cream with, or to make whatever you want with. Nitrous cartridges are completely legal. Lemon juice is completely legal. And the mushrooms, you grow them yourself. I don't know what you want to talk about with them, but whatever your medicinal mushroom is, you put it in there. You load it up with a little bit of lemon juice and some N2O. You pressurize it. For me, I let the pressure off and then pour it off and filter it. Done. I mean, there's nothing illegal there, I don't see. I mean, maybe the process is dangerous, but I mean, they sell these things for old ladies to make whipped cream for cakes and candies and stuff, so it's not. Did you think the same? I thought that too. It's racist. It's because I'm white. Daniel. But I still have the video. I still have it in my, you know, computer. But a lot of things, no, I mean, you know, some things are dangerous to some people. Some people are some people can't function because something's wrong. And some people probably shouldn't do some of these things. You know, I'm sure someone that is not well or not having a good time makes something like that. They might try sucking the juice up in their lungs instead of dumping it into the atmosphere. And then you're thinking, then think about it. You just took fungus, put it in a container with some lemon juice. Maybe you killed all the fungus. I don't know. There could be some bacteria or something in there. You charge it up with nitrogen, you shoot it into your lungs. So that's actually not smart. That's why I vent it off into space. And that's why I wash my charger before I use it for anything else. Yeah. Paintball guns. Yeah, and I know they're doing that as well. I know they're trying to avoid liability, but who's going to, people that are looking for this stuff are looking for it. Now, I agree. You shouldn't have this stuff available for children, for under 18 or for kids. But if you're an adult, you should be able to look up whatever you want. You should be able to learn whatever you want. You should be able to post whatever you want. And like my videos are all 18 and over. So if you're not 18, you shouldn't be looking at my videos. You shouldn't be here. And if you are, you're breaking the rules, not me. So that's... Yeah, but they don't work like that, Bill. They basically... You'd basically be shooting spores and shit into your lungs because it can get through the top. Don't do that. That is definitely not. It's like smoking mushrooms. You just don't do it. It's not going to do anything. You might think it's doing something, but it's just the nitrous doing something. It's not the mushroom. Yeah, exactly, Mary Michael. People are going to do what they want anyways. The only difference is when you grow it yourself, it's not adulterated. It's not got fentanyl in it. It's not got poison in it. You know the poison you put in yourself. That's the thing. Like, I know the chemicals I'm going to use to make extractions. I know what they are. I have them physically in my hand. I know what calcium hydroxide. I think that's the name of it. It's lye. I know. It's food grade. It's lab grade. I'm buying proper stuff from proper companies, and that's how I do it. Hey, what's up, Kat? How you doing? Cool. I got the LCs I'm going to be sending you right here. Here's one. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. This great white monster grew a beautiful pellicle on top. Look at how thick that pellicle is. So you can tell it's probably too pretty cold in my basement, because if this thing's growing a pellicle, it's probably trying to hibernate. What's that for, Daniel? I can't see the comments once they go by on my screen. I can't scroll up for some reason. I used to be able to, but now I can't. I don't know why. Yeah, it just doesn't let me scroll up. Now, nerdy. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Now, I have no problem with not censoring information to children that educates them in the process. Learning how to do an AB extraction is a good, valuable tool to have for your life, and acid-base extraction. Learning how to do a wash, like say you had two chemicals in solution and you wanted to wash one from the other. Learning how to do those things is a great thing. You need to know which compounds are going to mix and not mix with, say you had green dye and you wanted to separate it into yellow and blue. Okay, there are processes to wash the dye to get the two different colors separate using separatory forms. Learning that information is good. Learning how to grow things in the process of how they grow is a great tool for children to be able to learn. But I think the problem is a lot of young minds or undeveloped minds that aren't there. There's a part in your brain that doesn't connect till your late 20s, and drugs and things like that do dampen that for a lot of people. Not saying everybody, but until that part connects, making the connection between growing a pot plant and learning how to grow sustainable food for your family, they might not get it. They may just think of the fun of, I'm going to grow this. I'm going to extract that. They're not realizing that they can render lye and using fat and stuff like that, make soap, make explosives. There's so many things you can do with these different processes that the education needs to be there first. And I don't know all of it, but I do know a little bit about a lot of stuff. What's a dog do? Yeah, well, I know what a dog do is. But yeah, nerd. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it should be complete like sexual stuff. No, sexual education should not be restricted, but pornographic sex should be restricted till someone's old enough to understand that that's not necessary. I don't. That's my personal opinion. That's just it was fun when I was 14 to try to sneak off and try to find a penthouse or a hustler or a playboy. That was the fun of it. That was the adventure. That was hiding your playboy in your fort in the woods and having your friends come over and look at it and thinking you're the cool guy and this story, that story, or like American Pie when they had the book under the library things. That was the way it used to be, and that used to be fun. Now you just walk into a library and you read about this, and this, and from what I've heard, that's fucking disgusting. But yeah. Oh yeah. That's like I was watching the thing on body deodorant. You know that like a lot of the soaps and stuff are changing the pH balance of your skin, so you're actually not washing away the stink. You're actually just increasing it because the pH is different. Whereas if you just rinsed off with water or something like natural like that, like a lower, I don't know, I don't remember the exact pH if it's higher or lower. But anyways, there's a lot of stuff like that where it's just you're not smelling, you're growing. And using soaps and stuff will actually increase the pH, which makes it worse. Yeah, because soap would be a base, so that would be so that would bring your pH up, which will actually create more stink. So when you see those things like pH balance, there's pH balance that, you got to look into it because I don't know. There should absolutely be an 18 and over section of YouTube. If you're not 18 and you can't prove it, but then again, how are you going to prove something on the phone? I could have got on. I was buying liquor at 16 all around the country, around my neighborhood. Yeah, I mean that's just semantics at that point. What's the difference if we teach someone to grow a piopini or grow a mushroom or grow a psilocybin mushroom or grow a lion's mane? It's semantics. It's all just growing food, medicine, whatever. Now getting into the chemical stuff of it, that could be a little more dangerous because you could extracting is a lot different. I'm not talking about synthesizing. I'm talking extraction. There's a difference. I started looking into doing some synthesis, but I just don't have the knowledge or the equipment or the proper setting to do it. That's where it could get dangerous. People that don't know their setting, that don't, especially when you get into like dangerous labs, like clandestine labs, that if somebody comes in there and if they're sweating, they could drop a sweat, could blow up a building. If you know what I'm talking about, if you light a cigarette, you could blow up a house, or like back when they used to do the butane extractions of shatter from marijuana. You'd have all these people just doing this beautiful butane extraction, and all of a sudden they're blowing up their houses. They're all, they're setting houses on fire and all this. Now they just use a nug press or nug smasher, and they get the same basic idea out of it with no chemicals. So it isn't. It's not teaching that's wrong. It's the yeah, no, yeah. So that's where I'm learning from, nerdy. I'm just basically doing basic extractions, acid-based extractions, washing. I mean, I'm learning this stuff from not from videos. Not all of the videos are from actual extracting chemical of the actual stuff. It's going online and finding how to do the process. Then once you watch the video again of the person doing the most extraction or the acacia extraction, now you understand the process. So I'm actually educating myself on the scientific side of it, I guess. But yeah, I got to get a disclaimer. That's true, married Michael. Some wine and lightning or some white lightning? Which one is that? White lightning or wine and lightning? I don't know what kind of lightning you could be making if you're not making. But yeah, but lots of ways to do things. I mean, I enjoy the creating something. I guess would be what I'm doing. I enjoy the experimental stage of it too. Find out, make sure it works. Because like even I don't use marijuana or cannabis, whatever you want to call it. But even then, I had to test it before I let anybody else try it. I mean, and I didn't enjoy it at all. I mean, literally, I did something I don't enjoy to make sure that it was safe to give other people, not sell, give. I have a neighbor. He wanted some gummies out of the hash extract I made. So I made some, but I had to test that extract before I gave it to him. Um, I didn't feel right not doing that, and I don't enjoy the feeling. I know what it feels like. I know how it should feel, and I know when it's strong. Um, so I had to test it, and that's my burden. I put that on myself to test whatever I make. So, like literally, Rodman was online last night or night before. What's today? Friday night. He was talking about lemon tech and this and that. And I literally I used to always just do lemon tech for mushrooms and just toss out or just drink back all the mushrooms that are in the lemon tech. Well, Friday night I wanted to have a nice short, decent trip, decent dosage, and I just did I had some powdered mushroom left that I had sent somebody some capsules. I had made some microdose capsules, and I had some powder left. I thought it was like 4 grams. I think ended up like being like 7. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It was. I thought it was old, and it just sat in the bag for like 2 weeks, and I didn't have a desk intact in it, and it just looked like it might not be 100%. So I just added a couple extra grams, and I just put it in the lemon juice. And I'm like, okay, I'm out of lemon juice. So I put a couple pinches of citric acid and some hot water in there. I'm like, that'll basically be the same thing. It's a citric acid. You just want to break the psilocybin into psilocin. So I did that. I put it in the water. I let it sit for like 45 minutes. And I'm like, you know what? I don't really want it to be that strong. So I'm going to strain out all the mushrooms powder. Well, it took all the psilocin out of the friggin' mushrooms because it hit like a friggin' brick. Yeah, nerdy. Someday it'll be mine too. I haven't gotten that point yet. I just don't. I see things I want to do and I just don't have the start. There's just there's things I just can't do yet. It's not even the money thing because money can be made, money can be not found, but acquired. Not in illegal ways. Just people donate, people do this, people buy. There's ways to do it, but I don't know. I smoke some weed with a stranger came into my yards. Yeah, that's the thing is I smoke weed and it makes me feel like I'm crawling, my skin's crawling. Um Oh, Azul, that is a freaking awesome comment. Thank you. I was just thinking about this just recently. I saw a video on HBO or some Vice or some stupid channel a long time ago about these people that are going around selling alcohol in the streets of New York on like Sundays or whatever, whenever the liquor stores are closed. And what they did is they called crackers or something like that. They're called crackers or something like that. But they're just like juices and they're alcohol juice and they're in a bottle and they go around selling them for like $5 a piece. I was thinking that'd be something interesting to try. Making blue juice, bottling it, but making it just like a 1 gram dose per bottle, like something that's perceptual, but not insane. You don't want to have like a 10-gram bottle, but that'd be something cool to try. Something I want to try is either doing that or also making it into icicles, like ice pops, blue ice pops. Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about. I haven't done a lot with it, but I thought that'd be kind of cool. Now, are you grinding up the mushrooms you do in that, or are you just leaving them like full fruits or breaking them down a little bit? That'd be kind of interesting to find out if you're actually can get the flavor completely out or get the. I guess you could just the cold water extraction with the ice melt. That would just be. I would still use a little citric acid just to make sure that there's a transfer. I don't know. Yeah, sounds like fun. Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm getting ready. I know I have the ideas in my head and I know the direction to go in if I want to do that. I have just some things stopping me. I have things I can't do yet. And it's nothing I can do about it. True Heart. I don't know who True Heart is, exception. Jack. Yeah, I've never had I haven't had a pot that does that for me. Ever. I've had many things that have been uplifting and awakening, but not pot. Pot's always made me really tired or just yeah. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my body doesn't like THC. Could be. I don't know. But yeah, so let's see. I gotta make some chicken later. Oh yeah, let's see. Tomorrow I should be getting in Syrian rue seeds, Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds, mimosa stillic bark, um, extract. Um, yeah, I got a bunch of stuff showing up tomorrow. Should be a fun day. The Care Bear. Oh, okay. Thanks, exception. I didn't know who that was. Yeah, that was basically what I was thinking of doing, but I was thinking to make it. Actually, I did make some. The freezer pops in the plastic tubes. I made some of those with some juice and stuff just to see if I could do it, and it did work. I was able to seal them and all that stuff, and then freeze them. But I didn't add much blue juice. Okay. Oh, Mary Michael. In your process, I meant. Well, I don't know if I want to talk to you on the live about this. Those plants in your yard, do they have seeds, seed pods, or anything like that, or clippings that are live? Because I wouldn't mind trying to grow some of that stuff around here just for fun. Because I heard it's like a weed, it's like an invasive weed. I would love to put it in my neighbor's yard and just go at it. Not in my neighbor's yard, but in the field next to the house, over by the neighbors. But yeah, that was kind of a question I had for you. But yeah, nerdy. I'm thinking more like just making like I live on a lake and there's like a beach and there's a bunch of public people that come over. And I'm thinking if I just went around and sold like mushroom juice and just had it just not send people into another dimension, but just enough to just get a little bit of a body buzz and a little bit of tracers and stuff. I thought that'd be pretty cool. No alcohol, just all natural blue juice. Okay, Mary Michael, I'll talk to you on Instagram or in private. Yeah, if I ask, yeah, citric acid. Yep. I have an actual container of citric acid for that stuff, so it's the same basic idea. It's basically vitamin C. But yeah, that's also a way to take the freebase and like making another thing I want to make is the pharmawaska. Like it's an ayahuasca but made with DMT and like Syrian rue as your MAOI. And from what I'm gathering, the internet, from what I'm gathering, you take your MAOI 20 to 30 minutes before ingesting the freebase Dimitri. But the freebase Dimitri is going to be very basic, which is going to cause causticity. So I'm thinking you should actually mix it with like an orange juice or a citric acid juice before taking it, just so it's not. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. No, nerdy. Okay, here's my. This is what I want to do. I want to continue growing mushrooms and extracting my stuff and enjoying my life with that. But I want to support myself now that I want to be able to support all those things. And I have things like I want to build like a vending cart to go over to the beaches to sell food and stuff like that. Because I really enjoy doing that. I enjoy meeting the public and then like even selling hot dogs or tacos or something like that. That'd be just fun for me just to do all summer, or even set up a stand on the end of our dock that people can drive by and pick up blue juice or pick up hot dogs or hamburgers or something. I don't know. It's just always been something I wanted to do just for fun and make money. Oh yeah, mass mofo. It absolutely does. Like I was just saying earlier, I took like a bunch of powdered fruit that just some old stuff that I had left over in a bag, and it was really broken down. It was like 7 grams. That was high. I shouldn't have done that much, But it was just sitting for like 2 or 3 weeks without a desk impact, and it was like getting dirty looking. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do that just for the hell of it. So I put it into a jar. I added like maybe 2 ounces of lemon juice because I didn't realize that I'd left this bottle of lemon juice down here after doing the nitrous tech, and I thought there was only like a little bit left. So I poured it in. It barely covered the powder. So I poured a lot hot water in it, maybe a couple ounces above the water. And I'm like, you know what? That's not gonna have enough acid in it to extract the psilocybin from the psilocybin. So I added some citric acid pinches, like literally like maybe like a sugar pack full of citric acid. I just dumped in there, 2 big pinches. Then I mixed it up real good, and I just let it sit for like probably 45 minutes to an hour, maybe half 45 minutes was about a max. So I'm like, okay. And I just didn't want stomach issues at all. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna strain out all the mush, the fruiting mush, the powder. So I got a piece. I came down here, literally down here in the basement, and I had cheesecloth. Well, I had cheesecloth down here from the other extraction from the nitrous. So I brought it. I just cut a square, brought it upstairs, and I put it over. I poured everything into a square, and I just squeezed it out with my hand, and it had a nice cup of juice. So I just said, okay, and I just drank it. It tasted fine. 15, 20 minutes later, bam. Apparently it didn't degrade. It was good. Give me like a ton of bricks. It was 5:45 when I drank it. By 9 it was over. It would between like 6 and 8:30 was having trouble laying there keeping my eyes open without having things going on. It was very, very intense, but it wasn't gone like ego loss stuff like that. It was intense. Yeah, basically, Derek, that's basically what it was. That would actually work pretty good. I don't have one. See, that's what I'm thinking. I gotta find out what the vending rules and regulations are in my town, because I know they're different everywhere. Because that'd be cool to be able to, and especially if I go like statewide, that'd be really cool. I think state license would be different than a town license. I gotta find out how much that costs, and then I could even just start out of like a warming cooler, just have stuff in a warm cooler and a cool cooler, and have a little cart, because I can literally walk to the beach. I mean, it's like maybe half a mile away. Mm-hmm. Actually, you didn't spell it that bad. I've actually butchered that word a lot worse. It's yeah, I butchered that a lot worse. I think it's of course I can't see my keyboard. Shit. I can't spell it right now. But yeah, you're close, Daniel. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm basically making something similar, but instead of using the ayahuasca root and the cappy, whatever it is, the cappy something root that they use in it, you can do it with Syrian root and DMT, basically. MAOI and the DMT. It's the same basic idea, but a little cleaner, I've heard. I was watching an interview with Hamilton last night. I don't know if anybody of you know who Hamilton is. He's a guy that does Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. He does a bunch of video shows on Vice. Anyways, I was watching an interview he did with a YouTube figure, and he was talking about pharmahuasca, which is basically ayahuasca but pharmacologically made. Not big pharma, little pharma. Like he would extract the DMT himself, and then he would get like an actual pharmacy. Like it's in Europe, they don't have it here. An MAOI from Europe, and he could do accurate dosing. And he explained that the accurate dosing makes a big difference to him. I think that would make a big difference to me. Michael Nerd, you know who, you've seen him. But I was watching. It was a rough video. It was a rough interview. It wasn't not rough, but it was a low tech interview. It was 2 people, and they were talking back and forth about experiences. One thing you guys will find with me is when I start getting into a subject, I will watch everything and read everything I can on the subject without going into like watch everything I can on the subject instead of reading. I have a hard time with comprehending reading. So like reading a book on something, I'll just be like, at the end, I'll be like, there were words. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, there were words. They made sense, but it didn't sink in. With the dawn of the internet and the videos and watching people do things, I learned that way. So like, when I see something on YouTube, it just sinks in a lot better. Hey, good morning, Kat. I see you. Yeah, Mary Michael, I'll be guinea pigging too. So I've already got it planned. I've already got all the supplies being here probably tomorrow or the next day. So yeah, but it should be fun. And you guys gotta remember harm reduction. I'm talking on here, but I'm also when you're talking an average dose of ayahuasca, vaping would be like between 20 and 50 milligrams to be broken through. I'm thinking of testing on like 5 to 10 milligrams, not grams, milligram. 0.02, 0.05 is like high. So 0.02, 0.01 is where I'm going to be starting at. And then like 2 grams of Syrian rue seeds, powdered or capsulated or something. This is harm reduction, guys. This isn't just get fucked up. This is see what the effects are, see if you're going to like it. If you're not going to like it, stop. You don't have to do it again. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. So just be careful, guys. I talk about this because I'm willing to test on myself. I've done a lot of things in my past that I should have not made it probably through. So this stuff seems not easy, but I'm doing it gently. Just slowly learn how it's done. Yes, exactly. Just carefully. Just don't go and grab half a gram of freaking DMT and throw it on a pipe and smoke it. It's only going to go you're only going to get so far. You're only going to break through one. You're not going to go, this stuff, it's got a half-life. You're only going to get so much out of it if you're using it. It's like mushrooms. Once you get past a certain point, how further can you go? I mean, until you lose your mind, and at that point, that's no fun. You want to come back. That's the whole point. You want to experience something and come back and learn something from yourself or learn something from the universe or whatever you want to call it. Or you just want to see pretty colors and enjoy cool little machine elves. You want to do what you want to do. Yeah, that's I definitely do my research. Like Daniel, what we were talking about just the other day. Yes, that's a very good movie as well. Yep, I've seen pretty much. Actually, it's funny because sometimes I get notifications of mushroom videos that are like 2 years old. And I'm like, how have I not seen this video? And it will be someone with like 50 followers or 10 views, but it'll be an interesting video. It'll be something that, okay, perfect example. I have this new friend at work, not friend, just he works at part of the store that I work at. And I mentioned that I did YouTube stuff and this and that. And he said to me that he does Pokemon video game videos or something like that. And he wants to try to get a YouTube channel going. And the first thing that came to my mind was Real Simple Mushrooms video the other month ago or whatever about making mushroom videos. It doesn't matter what the subject is. He was making mushroom videos, but he was talking about the equipment and the different, programs and stuff like that. So I recommend this to the kid, and he watched it and he learned so much about video stuff from it. And now he's interested in mushrooms because, these subjects do cross over. So when you definitely these subjects cross over, you can learn from a lot of things on YouTube. So don't think that things are just going to be, type in how to grow mushrooms and you're going to see one video. Enjoy it. Go watch 100 videos, 200, 1,000. I mean, what else do you got to do when you're laying in bed at night sleeping? Well, have a video play in the background if you can sleep through it. I've done that many times and thought of things that I've heard in the video and had to go back to my history and rewatch them because wait, that's where I saw that in my sleep. But that's absolutely low. Kaleidoscope, what? I like no further. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Daniel, you probably like the same stuff I do when that stuff hits. It's really so cool. I did really, really low doses of DMT last week, along with other things, just to see what the effects would be like. I've never broken through. I haven't. I've started to, but I never. But yeah. So it was really cool because at first everything. I have really bad vision, so I get like cataracts. I have cataracts and I have like really bad vision. It was like the world cleared up. I could see colors in high definition. Like there was no fuzzy edges around everything. Everything was, I mean, even looking at like my screens, I noticed that the edges were clear. Everything was crisp. Everything was bright, darks and whites, colors, and everything was perfectly crisp. And then when you close your eyes, you start to see, the kaleidoscopes and the different, geometric, shapes and stuff like that. But when you're looking around, like watching things, like, wow, I can't wait to get my eyes fixed now. The other thing I did notice, and this was the weird thing, is I was getting a little deeper last week. And after the second, third day, I started seeing some open-eyed visuals. And then I was having like half closed-eyed visuals. And the problem was I was seeing scenes of things. Like I was literally seeing screens going by. Now, there's nothing in the room on. There's just music playing in the background. But I'm literally seeing screens. And all of a sudden, I honestly think it was trying to tell me to back off on the internet a little bit, because I was starting to see like the Instagram comment pages on the top and bottom of my life experience, like videos, like those going by. I was able to like nod and go to the next video, nod and go to the next video. Just like watching Instagram. It was really weird. Like, you go through Instagram videos, you swipe up, swipe. It was basically doing that, but like in my head, I was watching videos go by of different situations in life, not just my life, but other things, And when they started getting like comment sections and stuff on the videos, I said, okay, we're gonna open our eyes and come back here for a little bit, because that's a little weird. Maybe I should do like trip reporting and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Do like a trip report channel or something as well. I know everybody does it, but maybe my point of view would be interesting. Might be something interesting to do. Cool. Me neither. Yeah. But yeah, so that'd be something interesting I could think about doing. I mean, I'm not like I don't go outside. I just chill inside. I can't wait to the summer to do some outdoor stuff with the different experiences, because that'll be fun. But yeah, I think trip reports would be fun. What would be really cool is to get like a group of us, 4 or 6 people, to do like not simultaneous, but okay, everybody on Friday night take this or whatever, and then on Sunday or Monday have a evening like live chat with like 4 or 5 people that had this experience, and they all share, see if they have anything like get 6 of us together and all have the same like not mantra, but just like, let's all have a purpose for this experience. So we all say, okay, we all want to think about mental clarity and this and that, and then we come on Monday and see if we have similar experiences or something from similar substances, or different dosages and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't know. Hey, have a good day, Azul Mesa. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I'm gonna end this up pretty soon. It's been an hour and a half. I gotta get upstairs and make some food. Like I said, my timing is so off today, and it's my weekend, so it's my days off. Yeah, that'd be just something interesting to try. See if we could all connect over the winds of life, or even have like a live feed going. Like we could all just, I'm waiting this summer. Yeah, though that's I'm excited to do some outdoor stuff. I want to get like a hammock or something and just go outside and chill at nights and stuff after I get out of work, or after I'm just chilling on the weekends. But yeah, just it's difficult sometimes. Like, I mean, I like that screen thing I saw, that's sticking with me, because I just don't know if that's something you'd want to normally have as your vision. You don't want to have Instagram or YouTube or videos going by of, not videos I've seen. These are just videos of my memories and stuff that were going by. I was like, why am I scrolling through this shit or things I've seen in YouTube form? And I'm like, maybe I need to unplug for a little bit. But yeah, natural trip report. But yeah, so it's not, I can't, like, the other thing too is I always worry that if I'm watching trip reports on YouTube, I actually stay away from these things on YouTube. The trip reports with a lot of the visual stuff on there. Like if someone says DMT simulation, 1 hour long, like a 30-minute video that's a DMT simulation with music and visuals, I have a feeling that if I watch those, they're going to influence my experiences. If that makes sense. Like I'm going to see like a being, and that's going to be the being I see, not because of the fact that I'm actually seeing a being or seeing something new or creating something, but because I've seen it before. Like a dream. When you dream things you've seen throughout there, not necessarily seen, but your mind has unconsciously and consciously perceived throughout the world. So like you watch a video on, or you're watching TV and a commercial comes on, like ED meds. So you have a dream that night that you're getting ED med. Just the stupidity of your memory the way it cycles stuff out of your system. Like from my understanding, dreams are basically a way of moving stuff from short-term to long-term memory and discarding things you shouldn't be needing. So basically when that happens, you see all the different things that maybe you saw during the day, or your mind, like you see a lot more than you actually see. Your mind can't comprehend everything your eyes see. So like your peripheral vision, things like that your mind see, they get focused out through dreaming and through things like that. So I think that's why a lot of people that don't dream have issues, because they're overfilled their heads. Their memory chips are full. But yeah, so that's the thing. I want to keep my I try to stay away from certain videos and stuff so that I don't see the things that are not what I'm supposed to be seeing. They're seeing things that somebody's designed for me to see. I guess that's the way to put it. I don't want to see something that's been implanted in my head. I have this one vision already in my head. I know it's going to show up because I just saw the video last night. It was this Groot looking character running up and down the stairs, falling. And I know I saw this video a couple times. I know this character is going to show up. So I'm trying to get him out of my head, but I can't because he was cute. He was like Groot from Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy. Groot, the little guy though, the little baby Groot. Well, this guy, and I'm watching the guy draw his experience, his trip report. I'm like, yeah, that's Groot. It was obvious it was Groot. He must have saw the movie right before he tripped. But yeah, I gotta start doing that, or I gotta start videotaping them so I can just talk when I'm doing it. Problem is, I don't do it around my dad, so I gotta keep that kind of separate. So that's why I need to get out of the house occasionally and do it. Like maybe even out in the woods with the dog, or just go out playing or something. Or I don't know. But yeah, because it's like not this past one, but the time before, I was going deeper and deeper, and then all of a sudden you knocked on the door. It's like, okay, that just screwed that all up. But it happens. Okay, guys. Well, unless there's any more big questions, I'm gonna let you guys go for today. I got some chicken I gotta cook, and I'm hungry. But if anybody has any questions, don't forget, check out my email. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Contact me about anything. We can talk. Leave comments. Don't forget that the 500 subscriber giveaway is still going on. We are up to over 420 or something like that. We're getting there. We're getting closer. But yeah, everybody have a great day. And Nerdy, Mike Baraball, Billy D, thank you guys for coming. Everybody that's not in the comments, thank you for coming. I know there's 31 people watching, but I don't know who's actually here. Derek, thank you. Nerdy, thank you. Mary Michael, Daniel, thank you. Exception, thanks for coming. And yeah, guys, hit me up. I'll be on IG later. I'll answer any comments in your comments too, guys. Any questions you guys have, feel free to email me. I know a while back I might not have answered a few emails because my email wasn't connected to my Gmail on my main thing, so I wasn't getting notifications of emails through MycoAlan. So MycoAlan, mycology@gmail.com. I'll answer, and I'll also answer any other questions. If anybody has any questions on any of the things I was talking about today, or anything else to do with psychedelics and stuff like that, medicine like that, hit me up. Oh, I'm also thinking about starting to grow tobacco. I see so many people buying tobacco. I'm like, why can't we just grow this stuff? Wouldn't it be better to grow your own leaves and roll your stuff in nice, fresh leaves? So I'm looking into that. Apparently, if anybody knows a place to get tobacco pods with the little tiny seeds in it, they're like poppy seeds are tiny. Let me know too. So I want to get some good tobacco seeds started I think it takes almost 2 years to grow it. So I got to get that started. They grow it near my house. So in Connecticut, it's only about 40 miles away. So yeah. So it's supposed to be actually really, Exception is supposed to be really good. Really easy to grow, but it takes a lot of care to get them to sprout. Once they sprout, they're easy. But to get the sprouts going, it takes a little time. You need a big seed tray. You need a couple pods of tobacco seeds. But I think that'd be fun to grow. So just something extra to grow. Because I have it's a very invasive species. So once you get it started, it just keeps growing. But yep. So, anyways, thanks, guys. Much love. Talk to you soon.